this creeping bentgrass is kind of amazing stuff. Like, you don't want it to get too long because underneath it gets, you know, kind of brown and stuff. I cut this as low as my mower will go, which is about 1/2 inch. It grows just fine. It takes a little while for it to come in the spring. It has to get kind of warm, but once it does, if it's got plenty of water and sunlight, like this, it just looks so good, especially after I mow it and stuff. It's kind of crazy because this used to be like bluegrass, just like the rest of the field, and then the creeping bentgrass basically took over, and then I started cutting it low, and that's how this happened. But anyway, it makes me want to make more of the yard creeping bentgrass. It's a creeping grass, so if it gets damaged from the kids or whatever, you just, you know, spike it with some growth stimulants or whatever, and it grows itself. I mean, I have golf holes here, but you can barely tell. Oh, no, is it there? Where's it? Like, the grass literally grows over the hole. There it is. Like, that's how fast it heals. It will cover up a giant 4-inch hole or whatever that is. Anyway, so what I want to talk about actually is the crabgrass in this yard. So I've put quite a bit of effort into getting rid of crabgrass in this area because there's not much to stop the crabgrass. It doesn't get a lot of irrigation here, and this whole stretch, especially from the roadway, for a couple of years was a lot of crabgrass before I kind of knew what to do to get rid of it. And then in this section, so this is an area next to our neighbors, and the grass does get mowed by them on this side lower than I usually do, so there's less impedance to things growing out. And this is also a little bit of walkway for them, so there's that. Here's an area that was kind of weak, but then also so they have a gate exit here, which is kind of a walkway over to the part of the woods that they access. So you can see these areas of high foot traffic have allowed crabgrass to take hold here. I didn't go as heavy over here with my pre-emergent in the spring as I did in other parts of the field. I didn't really realize the pressure was this high for this. This is also an area where I tend to have to fight clover, like right there. But anyway, so I noticed this actually like 2 weeks ago. I noticed this, or no, a week and a half ago, I noticed the crabgrass, and I was like, oh, I need to spray it while it's at the low. But we had to be gone for a week, so I couldn't do it for a week, and now it's sprouted a little bit beyond the basic tillers. I don't know how many tillers this would be. Oof, yeah, this is like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. We're getting up to like 6 and 8 tillers, which is getting beyond the effective time of. I used what did I use? Roundup for weeds, or Roundup for lawns. So it kills the weeds, not the lawns. It's kind of a, I can't remember if it's a triple or quadruple action one. I'll get to that in a sec. But anyway, so I sprayed that, was it yesterday or the day before? And you can see the difference. This side I did not spray, and that's what it used to be a couple days ago, and now it's paling out. I hit it pretty hard here, and I did also include some surfactant in it so it would stick a little bit better. And this was spot spraying that I was doing. I wasn't just doing a field effect here. So I was doing a lot of this over here. You can see some of these areas. All along here I tried to hit pretty hard. So I know I'm not going to be able to fix this or anything, but I did want to be able to like kind of resist it a little bit, and then I would be able to hit this. Now I know, like, I need to hit this area. Here's some more over here. I need to hit this area a little bit harder next spring or late spring. Maybe a double application, like early spring and then late spring, to make sure I catch this. And I've had good success with that. It's kind of a double whammy. You give it a hit of herbicide, like even if it's a little bit late, it will at least weaken it. And you know, I mean, this is not healthy crabgrass, so we like to see sick crabgrass. So weaken it with that, and then next year, like, prevent some of it from coming up, and then, like, you know, after that you start to see less and less of it. And I know it works because this whole stretch, like I said, would get tons of crabgrass in the heat here. So it definitely tends to pop up in high wear areas, high heat areas, and, you know, kind of against roadways or against curbs where, you know, maybe cleaning the street or something and using the blower and kind of just blowing stuff right up against the curb. That includes a lot of weed seeds. It's very opportunistic. So that's a little update on that area. Let's go check out the, I'll show you what I put down. See, look how good that looks. Just looks so good. Just look at it. You can see how dark the ryegrass is compared to the... Ryegrass has not worked too well in the backyard. I've planted a bunch of it, and it got some like rust fungus or something last year, and it hasn't come in that thick this year. I've tried to reseed it, but it's just kind of an active area of the yard, and so it's still thin. Plus the dog, like, for some reason likes to dig up those areas with ryegrass seed. So let's see. There it is. So this is what I used. Roundup for Lawns includes MCPA dimethylamine salt, quinclorac, dicamba, and sulfentrazone. So yeah. Crabgrass, dandelion, clover, yellow nutsedge. So dicamba and quinclorac both seem to work pretty well on at least clover. I've used it. See, even right there I've got some clover. But yeah, so I'm glad, actually, I hadn't checked the crabgrass that I sprayed until today, and I'm glad to see that there has been some effect, because yeah, just glad that it's actually working. So yeah, that's not a whole lot else going on. I haven't had enough time to do a lot of stuff with the lawn. Basically, I'm keeping up with water and mowing. Haven't even had much time to fertilize things. So let's see, what is that? It's like a nuthatch. Nope, downy woodpecker. Yeah, so stay tuned, and that's just the latest thing. A little bit of late crabgrass post-emergent control.